Yes. The Messiah. The chosen one. The man with the bubonic dick.
I don't know what that means.
Bouillon balls. Those are all names that people call me for my greatness.
Bouillon.
Chiefs, 8-1. The prediction was made, kids. If you listen to the show, August 13th, 2019. And if you went all in with me, you're rich as shit. You're rich as shit right now. Fucking boners, dude. Both of us called the Super Bowl last week, so we'll take credit for that as well. But that 8-1 call before the season started, come on, man. God damn it. Who did it better than us? Nobody. Nobody this year, I feel like. Nobody called the fucking Chiefs.
No.
No one. No one called the goddamn Chiefs. I had to score myself to Kanye's gospel album for how great that victory was. There was a Drinkin Bro, by the way, who bet $18,500 on this game. Did you see that ticket?
That
wasn't real?
No.
Fuck you.
I don't think so. It seemed like it was.
I think it was real.
No, I think it was a little bit of copy and paste. He stole it from somewhere.
Really?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Looked real to me.
If he did, you can go for him.
Yeah. You never said anything. Either way. Congratulations out there. We got a ton of messages saying thanks, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having a hard time understanding where everybody else got this one wrong, I guess. But I blew the LSU call. So, both of us picked Clemson before the season started on that one. Mm-hmm. With the Chiefs, man, it seemed like an easy call on paper, right? But all the analysts were split 50-50 across the board. And we look everywhere, ESPN, Fox, Barstool, all that stuff, right? Everybody was split 50-50 across the board. I could not figure it out. I've been saying the same things about the 49ers all year. Jimmy Garoppolo is not that fucking dude.
No.
He's not the guy that is going to deliver you multiple Super Bowls or maybe a Super Bowl. I'm not sure. I'm not sold on that. You can't fucking throw 8 times in the NFC Championship and then expect you're going to go into the Super Bowl and drop 400 yards against Pat Mahomes and the boys. It just doesn't make any fucking sense to me. The defense, that vaunted 49ers defense, to me, wasn't really there. That entire game, the entire Super Bowl to me, was Pat Mahomes looking too nervous and almost as if the moment was too big for him the entire game.
He was very inaccurate in the first half and probably half of the third quarter as well. But I don't know if I'm not sure if it was nerves or not. I don't know what it was.
I've never seen him overthrow people like that and underthrow people. I mean, even that Tyreek catch that they reversed, right?
Yeah.
Which was a great call by Shanahan. The only great call that motherfucker made in the second half. All right. Yeah, 49ers fans. Now you know the Falcons' pain, you fucks. That call was overturned, but the ball hit the ground. There was a couple others that hit the ground. There was some that, Travis Kelce made some diving catches.
A couple, yeah. I mean, he was super inaccurate. I don't know what the deal with that was.
Nerves, it looked like to me, because the defense wasn't getting
maybe
there.
I think it was more the time off than anything, to be honest.
But you look at that 3rd and 15.
Because when the reason I say that is because when shit really got on the line, he started playing.
Yeah, but like that 3rd and 15, for example, right? When he started playing, quote unquote, that ball to Tyreek Hill was in the air for 30 years, I felt like. And if the defense was anywhere near him, that should have been intercepted. You can't hang a ball out. He was short on that pass too.
Well, no, he wasn't short. I don't think that was I can't remember what the play's called, but it was broken, and he's running a fly down the middle, and then he came back to get it.
Boy.
Like he threw it into that spot on purpose. I think he and Hill have a good idea, good understanding of where Hill's going to be on the field. But he missed Hill a couple of times too.
Hill a few times, and then to me that ball hung in the air forever. If anyone was near him, I mean, it's hard. Look, he's got 4.2 speed. That was the other thing that shocked me is they didn't use his 4.2 speed the entire game. They didn't throw the ball deep at all. That play that went for Hill for 42 yards in the fourth quarter was the longest play of the game, which typically he's airing it out all fucking game. I couldn't understand what was going on, even at the end, right? On that touchdown that Damian Williams ran in and he didn't dive. There wasn't a good enough angle on the field to overturn it. But me personally, I didn't think he got in.
No, well, I mean, you're talking about the on the edge on the pylon.
Yeah,
It's hard to say. I don't understand why he didn't dive,
I don't either.
because he definitely would have made it if he had dove.
Yes.
I mean, his feet never would have hit the ground before
Strange.
the ball hit the pylon. But anyways, I guess it worked out.
Strange play. Chiefs were down 20-10, and they came back and won 31-20, which is crazy. 21 unanswered points. Jimmy Garoppolo, 3 for 11 for 46 yards in the fourth quarter and a pick. That's not good enough, bro.
No.
All I kept thinking too, and by the way, 49ers fans, I'm not shitting on you at all. I genuinely think watching that game, the hardest thing for me was this. If Shanahan runs the ball, they had a really good goddamn shot at winning, even with a shitty quarterback with Garoppolo, right?
They only ran the ball 22 times the whole game.
Strange.
And 2 of those were Jimmy Garoppolo, which means those are broken plays. So you're
Yeah.
talking about 20 runs.
Strange. And you had Raheem Mostert, he had 220 rushing in the AFC Championship or the NFC Championship.
Mm-hmm.
Then, Tevin Coleman comes back, and it's as if they forgot about him, and they were like, "No, we're good with Tevin Coleman." For you 49ers fans out there who were wondering why use Tevin Coleman that much over Mostert after the game he had, why? Because he used Tevin Coleman on the Falcons in 2016. So they've got a history together, and I guess he felt safer using him. But to me, it slowed the team down because he hasn't played in a few weeks, and he was banged up. But I put the game on Shanahan, and then I also put it on Garoppolo, obviously. But I've been saying that all year.
Yeah, it's funny. I think there's a lot of teams you could probably say this about, like the Browns, others, that is this team one quarterback away from being a Super Bowl champion?
They are.
I think they are. Yeah. I mean, I would like to see. I'd like to see another fast receiver on that team, because Emmanuel Sanders is going to be, he's older. He's going to run the routes he's going to run.
Sure.
And Deebo Samuel is obviously a very dynamic player.
Yep.
Very quick, but they need a guy.
That Bourne kid was pretty goddamn good too.
Yeah, it was good. But they need a guy on the outside that runs fast to complement Deebo Samuel's inside quickness. And right now they don't have it, but even if they did, they wouldn't have a guy that could consistently get him the ball, because Garoppolo just can't, obviously, handle that job. I don't know what his deal is.
I think it's gimpiness is what they call it in Wikipedia. No, but all I kept thinking when I watched that game was, holy shit, if the 49ers have Tom Brady in this game, they win. They're world champions.
It's interesting you say that, because our buddy Pat McAfee went on a bit of a rant this morning about what he thinks could or should maybe happen about this whole situation. So he says...
With Brady or with the 49ers?
Both.
Okay. Because, no lie, and you and I were texting back and forth during the game, all I kept thinking was, holy shit, Tom Brady wins this game and it's over, and you need, Tom Brady today. Not a young Tom Brady. Today's Tom Brady, just throwing 10-yard slants, controlling the clock like this, 49ers are world champions.
Yeah. So McAfee said that, and this is something that was news to me. I didn't know this, but back in the day before the Patriots traded Garoppolo, apparently he and Belichick were really getting together. Belichick wanted to keep him and let Tom Brady go.
Yes.
That's the story.
I had heard that as well, yeah.
And then Robert Kraft kind of made that not happen because he wanted to keep Brady's star power there.
Still does, by the way. As of this morning, he's offering Brady over 30 a season. Yeah.
That's dumb.
Hey.
But anyways, that's part of it. And then, Brady, it's clear that Belichick wants to try, and I think that probably had something to do with his appreciation of Garoppolo. It's clear that Belichick wants to try to win without Brady, and vice versa. Brady wants to try to win without Belichick. I would be very surprised if he goes back to the Patriots. At any rate, McAfee said that wouldn't it be interesting if Tom Brady went home to the Bay Area, play football there, and Garoppolo went back to the Patriots to be their quarterback?
It'd be fantastic, in my opinion.
I mean, it would be good for everybody involved, I think, because Garoppolo's not good enough to win, I think, in that spot.
But the beauty of this is, according to Belichick, he is. Because this is true what McAfee was saying. He really did try to get rid of him and keep Garoppolo, right? Now, congratulations. You get your boy back. The 49ers get their one piece they need because they could just tear through the NFC next year. There is nobody, in my opinion, that could keep up with them. If they just got Brady. That defense is young, is shit. Bosa is still Bosa. The rest of the pieces are fine. The draft is so deep this year. The 49ers can pick up that fast, speedy wide receiver that you're talking about. It's so deep this year, man. They'd be able to do that, and they would probably be favorites to win the Super Bowl if they did.
Honestly, I'd have to agree with that. Just because here's the problem with their defense against the Chiefs. In the first half, they did it well. They contained the outside, so the whole game they were getting people downfield. They were getting their pass rushers were getting into the backfield the whole game. The problem with a guy like Mahomes is if you stay inside the box and your guys are getting in the box, he's just going to fucking run around you.
Right.
And then he gets this whole clear lane where he's very adept at throwing the ball. Now, you could see on the plays where they maintained the box and pushed him back towards the middle. Those were bad plays for him. That the one he threw short to Hill, the two he threw short to Kelsey were all that kind of play. They just couldn't keep it up. I mean, maybe you can't. I don't know.
Maybe. Look, when Mahomes goes side to side, you can't stop that guy because he's too great at throwing the ball on the run. The scary thing for the rest of the NFL is this. That was the worst game I've seen Mahomes play, and I'm a fantasy junkie, and I've had Mahomes on various teams over the last 2 years, right? I've watched every single Chiefs game there is because he's more than likely been my quarterback the last 2 seasons of fantasy football. That is the worst game I've ever seen him play on Sunday, and they still won by 11.
Yeah.
That's the scariest part. He's 24 years old. The Chiefs have their entire nucleus coming back with Kelsey, Hill, Mahomes, all these guys, and they got the last pick in the first round, which was suggested by Mel Kiper, and I fucking hammer the yes button on this one, is J.K. Dobbins. You get J.K. Dobbins out of Ohio State, that speedy little back to just run over people. Good luck against that team. And now Mahomes has Super Bowl experience. Now he knows what the game is like. He knows what the speed is like. He's only going to be 25 years old, which sounds crazy saying out loud. Fucking 25 years old.
Yep.
He could go on and win multiple Super Bowls, but if you're the 49ers, you're one piece short, and that's Brady, in my opinion.
Well, it could be Brady. It could be Phillip Rivers, who's also an unrestricted free agent now.
What?
And they could also pick up, I mean, that would be an easy move. I think Phillip Rivers probably wants to get out of the Chargers bullshit.
Well, they're done. So the Chargers, he's done with the Chargers. The Chargers have moved on.
Yeah.
It's over with.
Yeah.
Problem with Phillip Rivers, he's just moved his entire family to Florida, all 90 of them. So going to San Fran, yeesh, I don't know.
It is what it is. I mean, he's 38. He's got 2 more years left, and he definitely had a regression year this year, but he also was playing on a team with no support.
I see him going to Tampa Bay or Miami. Tampa Bay in particular because he can sling it around with Bruce Arians, and that'd be great for him personally.
He's not going to Miami because they just signed Fitzpatrick again, and they're going to draft.
They're going to draft Tua at 5.
Tua, yeah.
And, fuck, that team's got 10 years to rebuild.
Yeah.
Tua's not going to be able to play next year anyways.
No, he's not. I'll be curious to see where Crablegs goes to.
Jameis Winston.
Somebody's going to sign him.
Yes. Oh, for sure. For sure. I'd like to see Cam Newton at the Bears now, actually. After watching this game, after watching the Super Bowl, I think the Bears defense is the same as the 49ers. They just need a quarterback who's a game manager who can run occasionally. Why not get Cam Newton there? Or it's just like, all right, great. All you need is just a little tiny upgrade from Trubisky, and you're good to go. Yeah. Cam Newton's probably that guy. Same with 49ers. You just need a little upgrade. That guy's Tom Brady, and boy, could you imagine what Tom Brady? I mean, I'm a straight man. I've been known as a straight man, a non-homosexual, if you will. But Brady in a 49ers uniform is pure sex. I mean, that's going to bring asses to the seats, butts in the buckets. You know?
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Whew. Be a fun storyline for all of next year, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. I mean, and they could also, AJ Green is an unrestricted free agent. And Emmanuel Sanders is too, so they can choose which one of those they want to sign because it doesn't really matter if I'm one of those two guys, it doesn't matter who else offers me what. It's if I can get on the 49ers again.
Yeah.
Especially if Brady, like if I were them, I would be telling, if they are indeed working on, I think it would have to be, it wouldn't necessarily have to be, but it would benefit them if it was a sign-in trade.
Oh, yeah.
So if the Patriots sign Brady to a 2-year deal worth $30 million a year and then trade him to, because Garoppolo's cap hit is like $23 million,
yeah.
I think. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be similar anyways. I think that would be the best for them. Otherwise, the 49ers would have to take on all of Brady's new salary plus a cap hit on releasing Garoppolo.
Yeah.
Or they could trade him for another piece. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I think that would, if Belichick genuinely wants Garoppolo in his system, I don't think that would be a very hard sell.
No, me neither. And look, he can start over with a youngish quarterback. He'll be 29 next year, Garoppolo.
Devin Funchess is also an unrestricted free agent. There's a lot of good receivers on the market
and
this
look,
year.
there's a ton of them in the.
That's one reason I say I would probably want somebody like Brady to go to San Francisco, because I don't want to see them fail again because of coaching competence.
Mm-hmm.
And Brady will tell Shanahan to go fuck himself.
Oh, yeah.
If he calls dumb plays, he'll just be like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
So that'll be good, I think.
Yeah, I did too.
And I also, speaking of coach, player, general manager dynamics, I was listening to, and I'm not trying to rain on the Cowboys right now, but I was listening to somebody the other day. I don't remember if it was, what's that tall white dude's name that's on all the NFL shit on ESPN now? I can't remember his name.
Orlovsky?
Yeah.
Dan Orlovsky or something like that?
Yeah, he was saying the reason
he's good. I like him, by the way.
Yeah, he's very smart guy.
Terrible last name.
Yeah, he should change that to something.
Dorfsman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
North Cutson, maybe. He was saying that the reason the Cowboys went out and got the new coach, that they're Mike, whatever the fuck his name is, McCarthy,
yeah.
is because, and this is he didn't say all this, but this is what I gleaned from it. What he was saying was that the reason the Cowboys got him is because he's not gonna fucking make waves. He will bend to whatever Jerry's will is.
Mm-hmm.
And like at first I was like, I don't know, but then I thought, well, the Packers don't really have a strong management team, but he did spend his whole time there bending to Aaron Rodgers' will. So maybe that's the example that was set there for Mike McCarthy's coaching style. It's like, yeah, you just got to bully him into doing what you want, which is bad news for Cowboys fans, by the way.
Yeah, look, we'll see. I actually like McCarthy in that hire. The problem is the way that they're treating their players and re-signing them. Like Dak is now, the talks have broken down. They're saying they're going to franchise him, which he's going to be pissed off about.
Yeah, he should sit out the whole season if they do that.
Absolutely. And the same way with Ezekiel Elliott. And you see how bad it fucks up a team, right?
Well, I mean, I think, honestly, there's a couple that could do that, right? I mean, I don't know who's eligible and who's not eligible for a franchise tag, but all these guys that are, you have to be a restricted free agent, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if I were the league, I would strike over something like that. Like, that's horrible. The idea of being able to fucking hold on to a guy without, like, it's basically like arbitration in baseball.
Yeah, you're talking about the NFLPA, right? The Players Association?
It's basically like arbitration in baseball, but it only works for your first 5 service years.
Right.
Once you're at 5.1 service years, you don't have to go to arbitration anymore. You can sign contracts, depending on if you were under a contract or not. So it's like an NBA rookie contract, the same deal. There are rules. I mean, I get it, I guess, for if you didn't have something like that in place, the wealthier teams would just buy all the talent, and there would never be hometown grown guys or some shit. I don't know.
No, yeah, it's one of those things. I think their contract is up, the NFLPA's, next year, and this is one of the major issues that they're going to tackle. So I expect that to be cleared up next year, and we'll see what happens. But, look, if Dak sits out again, you saw what happened with Ezekiel Elliott, Cowboys will be stuck in the same quagmire as they were last year, and not gonna happen. And if Brady ends up rolling out to San Fran, by the way, this is all hypothetical. I'm just making this up. I know nothing about whether Brady will go to San Francisco. I just looked at that game, and I just thought to myself, God damn, he would fit perfect in that system, and they would be champions right now.
Well, I can tell you this. George Kittle wouldn't have 4 catches in a game with Tom Brady as quarterback.
How do you waste a tight end like that? He's the new Gronk. Even off the field, he's the new Gronk. You hear that motherfucker speak? It's amazing. Look, we're gonna cut to Benny's on the phone with us here. Benny Daniel, the ticket guru. He was down in Miami for the game. Obviously, this was a wild game as far as ticket sales go, and who could get into what and why. Like, shit, man. I had people hitting me up saying, "Hey, are you here?" We ended up going to the McGregor fight. And by the time we got back, it was like, I don't know, 3 days before we were supposed to go. And it was like, fuck this, man. I'm exhausted. 8 days in Vegas was a little too much for us.
Yeah.
But we got a ton of great guests coming up this week and all that other shit. So we gave our tickets up, but they were going for like $8,000 or $9,000. Jamie, patch him in if you can. Yeah. Whenever that phone rings, I
Hello?
like it. Benny.
Yes, I'm ready.
How are you, buddy? Jamie, are you recording it?
I'm good.
Yeah, you are. Benny, you were at the Super Bowl. You're our ticket guru, man. I had people hitting me up all week saying, "Hey, man, do you still have your tickets?" Blah blah blah. They're going for $8,000 or $9,000. Was that true?
Yeah, that was very true. The day of the game, average price jumped up over about $9,000 a ticket,
Whew.
somewhere around there. That was day of the game.
Shit. Why is that?
There's a couple theories. This stadium holds about 11,000 less seats than the average stadium.
Okay.
Then obviously we got the Patriots out of it, so we got some fresh meat in there that people wanted to go see. And San Francisco and Kansas City hadn't been in forever, and it just drew a lot of attention.
Yeah, look, it was a great game from a fan perspective. A little sloppy. That halftime show was off the fucking chain. Did you end up going in yourself?
I didn't go in. It's the first time I haven't gone in 5 years. You know, I kind of decided to take the money instead of burning the ticket for myself. You know, I have my limits as well.
No, I get it, man. 8 or 9, it's shit. If they were going for $9,000, I would have sold my tickets too. Yeah. That's the day of the game. That's hilarious, man. Holy shit.
I mean, of course, I'm in mine a little bit cheaper, but you know, the average price. If you guys wanted to talk about this, the average price for the whole Super Bowl was about $6,400 and some change.
Okay.
And that is the highest priced Super Bowl ticket on record.
Wow, no shit.
Crazy.
No shit. That's insane. Because I mean, look, when we we were with you last year. It was Patriots, Rams, and look, those were going for about $2,500 a piece. Like, this is 3 times the amount.
Exactly. Yeah, they were about $2,700. You're right, $2,500 to $2,700 if you bought on like Wednesday or something like that.
Yeah.
That market did go up day of the game to like $3,500, but it was still a very cheap average price. You know, not Rams typically don't travel too well. You know, the teams do make a big difference.
Sure. Yeah, I think the best offense against the best defense was a matchup that everybody wanted to watch, regardless of who you were a fan of, right? Because I don't think 49ers fans travel. You could tell me different. You were down there all week. Was there a lot of 49ers fans in that city?
There was. It was a good mix, and here I got some more numbers for you.
Yeah.
Actually, 17.5% of the tickets purchased were from California, which I'm sorry, I did that wrong. It's it was about 17% came from California and like 12.2% came from Missouri, and I would have actually had those numbers opposite.
Well,
So
according
I
to
was really
Trump,
kinda surprised on that.
according to Trump, Kansas City is
In Kansas, yeah. Did
not
you
in
check
Missouri.
the Kansas numbers?
I mean, there is a Kansas City in Kansas, by the way,
there is, yeah.
but it's not the one where the team is.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. So who are the rest of those tickets going to? Are those corporate or those bucket list people, Make-A-Wish?
Corporate's number one. Each team gets about 5% of the seats. And that's another thing. Each team got 60 tickets less than they usually do.
Why?
Let's see. It's because you have 11,000 less seats that normally
Gotcha.
that normally go out. So they just kind of took away a little bit of tickets per team. Each team gets about 35% of what the NFL hands out.
Okay.
It's like 1.2% per team, which is usually a couple thousand or something like that.
Man. Let me ask you this. Were these the 2 teams that you hoped got in?
At first, no. I mean, we wanted Kansas City in it. Kansas City, Green Bay would have been, in our opinion, the home run. But you know what? It happened. It's the highest priced Super Bowl record. So sometimes I get it wrong.
Yeah, it's crazy,
Yeah,
right?
I would have thought California would have kind of hurt the market, but they showed up. I'm happy for them.
Man, I'm surprised because people are, taking a shit in the streets of San Francisco. I'm surprised they didn't, just watch it with a homeless man on the sidewalk because you can piss and shit in the street and it's legal there. So why not,
Yeah.
You were at the NFC Championship game in San Francisco. How was the crowd there? Like, were those ticket prices high as well?
The last game for the championship game, it did. It kind of turned into, let me remember, it was about a $400 to $500 ticket just to kind of walk in the door. When I say that's like an upper level, I'm happy to get in.
Yeah.
Type deal, and it just kept rising. But I went to the game before that as well, and I sat on the 45-yard line club seat, and I think I paid like $250 for myself. So
the second
for
round.
me, that was weak.
Yeah. Wow. That's fucking crazy, man. So looking at the upcoming season here for 2021, who do you want to see before you get in now? Because the Chiefs did so well, because that Super Bowl did so well. Like, does a rematch help in that type of thing?
Great question. I'm going to go back on my normal theory, and let's get a different team in besides the California team, even though they showed up pretty well. So maybe Green Bay Cowboys, something like that. That would probably trump this last market and make it the biggest Super Bowl ever again.
Well, the Green Bay and the Cowboys aren't going next year. I can already tell you that.
No. Well, either one of those teams is what I was meaning.
Yeah.
Against Kansas City.
Yeah, neither
one of those teams is going to the Super Bowl. I know you're a Cowboys fan.
Maybe the Cowboys will sign fucking Tom Brady.
I look. I'm a Cowboys fan, but I always use them as an example as big market team. And,
sure.
That's where the money is. Green Bay, there's a ton of money there. So
in
the city, but they travel.
I hear you, man. If the Cowboys went, Jesus Christ, you know how many jean shorts would be in that city? Every convenience store, every convenience store would be sold out of Cools too. You'd have to go somewhere else.
It's in
where's it out next
Tampa Bay next year too.
Tampa.
Okay,
Tampa, then LA, then Vegas.
All right, so let me ask you this, because I've heard this from various celebrities. As far as travel goes to cities of the Super Bowl, a lot of them say it does matter which city it's in. Miami, everybody wants to go to Miami and party. Like, it's easy to get people to go to Miami. Tampa Bay, on the other hand, is not your destination to go and party in unless you're a big fan of meth.
Yeah, no, I don't wake up in the morning and say, "Hey, I would like to go to Tampa Bay today."
I've never said
Miami,
that in my life.
So, I agree with you. So yes, it does make a difference. It is in a warm, area, so that does help. But that makes a huge difference.
By the way, Vegas. Imagine the prices for Vegas.
Speaking of Vegas, they're looking at Tom Brady too. The Raiders.
Yeah, they are.
They really want him.
I heard that.
Like, they really want him, apparently.
Yeah, they're not going to get him. I can tell you that right now.
I wouldn't be so sure.
That team's too shitty.
I mean, I've heard that. Well, first of all, they've got a shitload of draft picks and cap space.
Yeah.
And it looks like if they were able. This is what I've heard. If they are able to get Tom Brady, they're going to do another trade with the Bears and send Derek Carr there.
Really?
Yeah, that's some rumors I've been hearing.
Could you imagine the Bears fans going from Trubisky to Carr?
I mean, it's better.
Is it?
Yeah, Derek Carr is a good quarterback.
Derek Carr was fine. He was passable this year, Benny. But I don't want him in the backseat with my wife. You know what I'm saying? Let me ask you this: those Raiders tickets. Any thought as a ticket buyer buying up a shitload of seats in that stadium? Dan and I went to the Vegas Golden Knights opening season there. Surprisingly, the Las Vegas fans are rabid. And all the tourists coming in town, like, just to do it, everybody's going to go to that game. Is that something you keep an eye on?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we're looking forward to see what's going on there. It's going to be, again, who doesn't want to go to Vegas? And now you got football there. It's going to be awesome.
Oh man, I can't wait. We drove by. It was over by Mandalay, that new stadium. Looks like the Death Star. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, they're going to have a hotel shortage there, I think, for every game. It's going to be interesting.
It's funny you say that. So on the road outs, I saw it looked like 2 new hotels that were going up there, and I didn't know if those were condos or hotels. But that's what I kept thinking too, where I was just like, all right, you're going to have to put more shit out there because it's a little further off the strip.
That's why I think some of these athletes, particularly UFC fighters, should start selling packages like Conor McGregor, for example. According to John Anik and everybody else I know at UFC that works directly for UFC, have said the biggest draw they ever get is Conor McGregor in Las Vegas. Bigger than any other fighter in any other city. No matter what the matchup is, that one is the best. So if I'm him, I'm like, not only are you going to bring more people to the city, but it's supply and demand. You're going to fill up hotels faster, which is going to raise their aggregate rate per night.
Right.
So they're going to make more money with the same amount of inventory. That's the best case scenario if you sell a product that's like doubling your price, but you don't offer anything else.
Yeah, they need to put a ticket package together for that.
Yeah.
Flight, hotel, air, all that.
For
other
football,
stuff.
yeah, especially like if the NFL is not, or at least the Raiders as a team isn't doing some kind of deal with all the hotels there.
Yeah.
Then they're fucked up.
I'm sure they will be. I'm I'm amped about it. I can't wait. Tampa Bay though, Super Bowl wise, yeesh. Hey, since we have you here, Benny, I want to go a couple steps back with you to the LSU National Championship. The tickets for that were sky high.
Yeah, it was. It was. Obviously, in LSU's backyard. So
just to get into that game, it looked like $1,000 for uppers. Was that true?
Yeah, it was right at that. And don't forget, when people buy, if it's $1,000 online, they're paying $1,500-$1,600, in service fees.
Oh, easily, yeah. Yeah, those numbers on StubHub are not the real numbers. Wait till you check out and they throw in another $420 on your bill.
Yeah, it was like just for Super Bowl, it was about $1,500 to $2,000 a ticket. If it was a $6,000 ticket, it's $8,000 at checkout.
God damn it, man! That's a Harley. That's a Harley. You could just you could ride a bike cross country. That's fucking.
And again,
nuts.
that's where I was at. I was like, you know what? I've been to a few Super Bowls. I'm okay. I think I'll go take this $9,000 I can get for my last set of tickets and go buy me a bike or something.
Exactly. A couple more questions for you here. Final Four's coming up. It's in Atlanta this year. How long should you wait to get Final Four tickets, and when do those get released to Gen Pop? I looked it up earlier, and they're pretty goddamn pricey right now.
Yeah, don't buy right now. And I've said that a million times. You don't know the teams that are in it.
Yep.
So, if you're buying right now, us brokers, we're just speculating that it's going to be the best possible scenario in there, and Kentucky, Duke playing each other, something like that. So we have it priced for that.
Right.
But once we start knowing better if the teams are going to be in it, we're going to know which team usually will pay more than the other, and that's when the prices kind of start coming back to reality, depending on ourselves.
So for your average bear out there who's looking to go to the Final Four, what do you do? You wait till the week of to buy those tickets?
Would wait definitely the week of. It depends on how ballsy you are. I would, let's say you just want to go to the championship game.
Mm-hmm.
That's the game that you wait and buy the day of. Literally, because the Final Four is the matchup because
right.
you have 4 teams in there. So there's where you're going to spend most of your money. If you want to catch that game, that's great. But if you know that you just want to see the championship game, you want to wait for your team to buy that wins to buy those tickets. You got half the amount of people that are going to go to the game now. So the stadium's usually not even as full. You can get tickets for an eighth the price sometimes.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
It does, man, because I went to the Final Four in 2008. I'll only go if Ohio State's in it. And I remember sitting there, because when you buy the tickets for the semifinals, right, the Final Four itself, a lot of people don't realize you get to stay in the stadium for both games, which is fucking awesome. It's an all-day thing, and people get rocked. However, at the end of that first game, whoever loses, usually those fans are leaving, and then they're selling their tickets for the championship Monday because they come in like a block of 3 games, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's why you're telling people to wait till the day of. That makes sense. And it's
you're getting them cheaper at that point. Too.
Yeah.
You got a fan that's it's kind of hard talking to them sometimes. They're pissed off because their team just won. So it's like I feel like the Grim Reaper sometimes when they're calling me. But
I know.
Well, I'm sure it kind of goes both ways, though, right? Like there are teams who didn't expect their team, or fans who didn't necessarily expect their team to make it, and people who their team lost in the Final Four game. So I would assume just because there's 4 teams, I mean, just mathematically speaking, there are going to be at least 2 fan bases that didn't think their team was going to get in, and 2 that maybe expected them to and they didn't, or whatever, they were hopeful. But the people who already had tickets, who were expecting their team to get in, they're not in the marketplace anymore.
Right.
They're already set. So you have this whole 2 fan bases who are out of the marketplace now.
Yeah.
And all those tickets are out there.
Yeah.
So it just yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Yeah, and you do have you got a select few, a small percentage, I should say, that are going to stay just because they're basketball fans. But majority of everybody, they sell. And like you just said, you get the fan base that wasn't expect their team to be in it, so you get the that little rush of people buying. But the prices are just, I'm telling you, half or less than what you were paying for the actual Final Four.
Right. Last question for you here. The Masters is coming up. Tiger Woods. Everybody's stoked about Tiger Woo. How does one go about getting Masters tickets? I took my father a couple years ago, and everybody asks the same question. Hey, man, how do I get Masters tickets? Are you a guy that gets Masters tickets?
Yeah, I go to the Masters every year.
Do you really? I didn't know that, actually.
I go, and it's kind of a tricky question because somebody asked me, what do you pay for Masters? Well, I have to ask you a series of questions before I can answer that. Do you want the whole badge for everything? Do you just want to go to Monday to Wednesday to practice rounds and enjoy yourself? Do you just want to go to Wednesday, the little par 3?
Right.
Or do you want to go Thursday to Sunday? And if you do that, do you want to go to half day, or do you want to do the whole day every day? You know, people see a badge that sells for $6,000-$7,000.
Right.
Well, I can get that badge and I can break it up and sell it, a half day. Somebody can buy it for, early in the morning till like 1 o'clock,
Mm-hmm.
and they're only paying $1,500 for one day, and I'll get that badge and I'll sell it for the second half for another $1,500. I'll get it back and do the same thing the next day. So depending on somebody's budget on what they want to do, there's multiple answers on what a badge would cost, or dailies, as we say.
Yeah, gotcha. Because me personally, like I just asked my father to pick a day, right? Everybody who I talked to would go into the Masters was like, one full day, because it's long as shit. You're there for a long time, or you can be.
Mm-hmm.
You have the opportunity to be. Pick one day and then enjoy the full day and really blow it out instead of going half days. My dad, interestingly enough, because I said, look, you can pick any one of the 4 days. We're good to go, right? He was like, I want to go Thursday or Friday because I want to see all the players play versus Saturday is when the cut line is. He's like, man, I don't know if I'll get to see Phil Mickelson play or Tiger Woods play or whatever. And I thought that was smart. Do the tickets on Thursday and Friday go for more than over the weekend?
Absolutely. I mean, you can use the exact same example as we just did as the Final Four.
Okay.
I mean, it's the exact same concept. Thursday, Friday is the most, they sell for the most, especially Thursday. People are just excited to be there and so on and so on. Saturday is always decent just because it's a Saturday, it's a weekend. And then Sunday, it's surprisingly the cheapest day of the Final Four, and do you want to go a full day? Do you want to go a half day type deal? And then I can break that up for you guys and save people money if they just want to do it, just part of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. What's the weirdest ticket anybody's asked you to get?
Oh, the weirdest, man. You hit me out of left field with that one.
Well, I'll tell you why. I got an email today from somebody out of our Drinkin Bros group. We're a private group on Facebook as well. We have over, 110,000 members. 800, I think, subgroups in there. Drinkin Bros Sports is one of them that's included, and it's free. And the rule we have is just don't be a cunt. I got a message today saying, hey, man, if you ever talk to your ticket guy, ask him if he can get, I'm going to read this right off the screen here. Star Wars, I've never heard of this. Star Wars Celebration and Anaheim 2020 Jedi Master VIP tickets. And he said online, the prices are going for close to $4,000 a piece.
I wouldn't think
Jesus
that's weird.
Christ, dude. I mean, it's not weird.
Like that? Like,
it's not weird. People love that shit.
It says it's August 27th to August 30th.
Yeah. Comic-Con started with one. Matter of fact, did you know that George R. R. Martin was the first person to buy a ticket to the very first Comic-Con?
Was it really?
Yeah, I learned that this week.
That's funny.
At any rate, yeah, people are into that shit. Comic-Con, Trek, the Star Trek conventions, all that stuff.
I had a movie in Comic-Con once, and it's awesome, but it is fucking insane. If you think the crowds for a Super Bowl, like the city of a Super Bowl, are crazy, they don't compare anything to what it's like in San Diego for Comic-Con. I can promise you that.
Well, I mean, this last, there's going to be more Marvel movies coming out. There will be more side movies from the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
But this is the last of the third trilogy, and we don't know. Like these fans, if you're a diehard, you don't know when the next piece of Star Wars is going to come out.
Sure.
So I'm sure a lot of them feel like this might be their last chance to really do something. That's going to drive those ticket costs up and up and up. I don't think they'll come down.
Maybe. Look, if you get a call from a Drinkin Bros saying, I need Star Wars Celebration Anaheim 2020 Jedi Master VIP tickets, you'll know that it's from our show.
Looking that up as we speak, see if I can actually find that.
Yeah, look, I'm reading my screen right now. He says they're $4,000 a piece. So that seems fucking crazy to me. But I can verify it. I'm looking at it right now. 2 are going on eBay for $8,300. Holy shit!
Again, that's not surprising to me. I think they'll keep going up.
That's crazy, man. I don't know what goes on there. Are they bringing fucking
Star Wars? They got the
go right now, and you usually use your office number as well. Do you want to throw that out there?
Yeah, 214-396-3501. Always just give me a call. We will we'll get these tickets for you without the service fees. The Star Wars guy, just call me directly. I'll be happy to help you. I'll find them for you.
Man, Anaheim, brace yourselves. The Star Wars celebration is coming. Benny, thanks for being on the show, buddy. I'll talk to you soon.
Anytime, guys. See you later.
All right, bye-bye. Madness for the Star Wars. Madness, dude.
People like it.
Again, I'm looking on eBay. He's right, like $8,300 for 2 tickets. And it says this is the lowest price you'll find. Crazy. Look, we got some sponsors who pay for this whole fucking shit wagon to be on the air. Sorry. To the first one, I want to say I'm sorry. I want to say I'm sorry to mybookie.com/Drinkin Bros. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles your deposits. Took you to the bank on that Chiefs game. Not only preseason with the 8-1 odds that everybody bet on, but both of us picked the Super Bowl game. And boss, we had a king's ransom, dude. That was a monster win all the way around. Sorry, my bookie. If they don't bring us back next year, well, you'll know why. I took home. We never talk about how much we win, but it was about $18K off of that because I had $2K at 8-1, and then I had about $2,000 and change on the game, and then was it $1,500 on the Chiefs to win, and then we bet all those fucking weird ass prop bets, which I'll get to in a second. You called some of these, and they were really fucking funny, man. And we'll get to those in a second. We go to mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros will double your deposits. Best in the biz. We don't pull our money out, man. We leave our money in, actually. Like a lot of people ask, like, hey, man, did you guys fucking rage with this Chiefs money? No, because March Madness is coming up, and we stick around for March Madness. And then I'll throw something on the Masters, usually on like 4 or 5 winners for the Masters, and that's when I pull it out. I do not bet on Major League Baseball daily. I bet on the year shit, so we'll do preseason. I don't bet on the daily MLB. I don't bet on XFL. There's a bunch of Drinkin Bros who ask me, hey, man, are you guys going to pick spreads for XFL? Absolutely not, because that is a clown dog bet.
We'll see. I'm kind of curious to see how it all goes, to be honest.
It's going to be a shit show, man. I'm not betting on XFL, and don't waste your fucking money.
Well, I mean, who knows? That it's like a brand new team. I don't even know what the rules are.
I don't either. I think you might be able to throw underhand in it, but the other thing I don't bet on, you don't either, is we don't bet on day-to-day NHL games. Like, that's just a fucking fool's bet, man. Anybody could win or lose that day. It's really, really fucking tough. So that's why if you're saying, hey, man, aren't you betting past that? Yes, I am, but we'll bet on series. So for the day, yes, we'll go hard on the finals. We'll go hard on the teams going to the finals. But in series form, not day-to-day bets. That's too crazy and that's too hard to pick. But March Madness is my fucking jam, man, and I can't wait. I love it more than life itself. That, to me, is the happiest day of the year. Those early morning tips, brother, on that Thursday for fucking March Madness really gets my fucking ding-dong hard. So I leave my money in. Go to mybookie.com, promo code Drinkin Bros. Doubles your deposit. Next up, we got ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. Got a message about an hour ago from the head of Ghostbed, and he goes, hey, man, the 25% off sale was so massive, we're leaving it. We're fucking leaving it. And I was like, are you sure you want to go full DiCaprio, Wolf of Wall Street? And he goes, I do. And he goes, we're not fucking leaving. We're not fucking leaving. We're giving everyone 25% off in the store. I have nothing else to offer you. No other promo codes to offer you. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. 25% off everything in the entire store. They were fucking butt blasting for President's Day. And now, congratulations, 25% off everything in the entire store. That's going to last for like a month. They're doing that for the whole fucking month of February. Maybe they're super into Black History. That's the month. It's Black History Month.
I doubt it's that.
Maybe.
I mean, maybe they are, but I don't think the two have anything to do with one another.
Maybe. Is Rosa Parks still alive? We could probably get her to bed. No. Just lay down, you know?
No.
Okay. Thought I'd check. Either way, Ghostbed is doing it for all of February, which is D'Anthony's birthday. Is it tomorrow? Is your birthday tomorrow?
No.
When is it?
This week.
What day? You don't want to tell anybody your birthday.
I don't like people asking me private information.
Okay.
About myself.
Yeah.
Although you could look it up. It's the 6th.
Okay. Great.
Thursday.
Because we're going out Wednesday, I think, for it. Either way, it's your birthday.
Yeah.
My birthday's in February. Jesse's birthday is actually in February.
Yep.
I don't know if Ghostbed did it for that. But go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today. 25% off everything in the entire store. Adjustable bases, beds, pillows, mattresses, covers. And as always, that 36-month pay-as-you-go program, no interest, is good with the 25% off. I don't know how they're making money, but truthfully, that's not my fucking job. I just know that I love their products, and 25% off is fucking incredible.
Yeah,
I didn't get
it's a good
25% off. I'm almost pissed off about it. I didn't get 25% off when I bought my mattress.
Well, what are you going to do?
Well, maybe riots. Last but not least, we've got boxofawesome.com. Woo-wee! How do we love the Box of Awesome? I got a fucking hatchet in the mail, dude.
Did you?
Yeah, maybe because I talked about it on the last show.
Maybe.
I said, hey,
Maybe
man,
they're listening.
I want a hatchet. Go to boxofawesome.com. Look, your lady goes to, Birchbox or one of those bullshit sites, gets a little tube of lipstick in the mail and some makeup and Play-Doh and whatever the fuck comes in that. Boxofawesome.com. Take a little 5-question survey. They determine what kind of man you are because you can't do it yourself. And then they send you shit based on that. I've got an adopt kit. I got a fucking hatchet. I got a travel bag. You got a whiskey decanter.
I kind of want this pasta maker.
What? They got a fucking pasta maker now?
Yeah, it's dope.
God damn it, dude. They're awesome. Look, it's like fucking Brookstone for dudes, dude. Just dope ass shit. They send it to you in the mail. It's like $45, dude. Use the promo code Drinkin Bros. You get 20% off of that. The subscription of the month is the best because then you just get a fucking box every month and you're like, holy shit, somebody cares about me. So if you're super lonely out there, have AIDS, nobody wants to touch you, maybe the coronavirus, go to boxofawesome.com. Then you'll get a present every single month as if somebody cares. I wish my lady
No
cared
one,
about me.
no one cares about you.
They don't. Boxofawesome.com, promo code Drinkin Bros, 20% off. We got breaking news here, D'Anthony. Mark D'Antonio, the head coach of Michigan State, stepped down. Look, man, he's led Michigan State to bowl games in 12 of the last 13 years. Great coach. Great defensive mind. Playing Michigan State every fucking year is a goddamn chore because of Mark D'Antonio. I don't know what this is because usually this week is the week of the final signings for college football.
Yeah.
To step down now, I guess if you're going to do it, it would be now so you can get a new guy in there, but you're going to fuck your week over. You're not going to get him in this week.
Yeah, that's why I don't ever have a problem with I understand that it's confusing and fucks with the team, but if you're planning on getting rid of your coach, do it before the bowl game. Give that new guy a little time to recruit because you're fucking this whole team over. Like they're gonna have some issues next year.
Yeah.
And who knows? I mean, look, if I'm a guy, and maybe they told the recruits this, I don't know, but if I'm a guy that thought I was coming to play for him and I'm a defensive guy, and then they hire Shanahan or somebody like that, just as an example, some guy that's more offensive minded and not really that good at it, I'm considering going somewhere else at that point.
Yep.
If I'm unsigned. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the right way to handle that, but I know that it's a tough situation. I probably would have fired him earlier if they were going to do that.
Well, he stepped down voluntarily, so the university would have let him ride forever.
That never happens.
Yeah.
No one ever steps down voluntarily.
Here's the thing. Part of me thinks he could be hired. Super Bowl just ended. He could be hired somewhere else in the NFL.
Maybe as a defensive coordinator.
Yeah. And that's a big boy job, and maybe he wants to do that and not deal with the college shit. I mean, look, Michigan State's gone through their fair share of controversy.
Yeah.
Not only D'Antonio, but H to the Izzo up there, the basketball coach as well. So who knows? I want to talk about this voter, by the way, that you were talking about, the Hall of Fame voter who snubbed Derek Jeter.
Yeah, he's getting lit up today, although no one knows who he is.
He kept it private.
Yeah.
I thought, because you were saying we're going to find out eventually.
Yep.
How the fuck can you keep this private?
It's a choice, which is weird. I mean, look, if you're going to be involved in casting public votes like this, I feel like you should come under some scrutiny and have to explain yourself.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Because
the Hall of Fame is not about the Hall of Fame. It's not about the players. It's not about the writers. It's about the fans.
Yeah.
It's about memorializing the best of a particular generation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it matters how many votes somebody gets, regardless of what you like. Maybe it's petty, like
he would have been unanimous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's petty. I don't know to say that or to think that way, but it does matter. I think. Like it mattered when Steph Curry was the first unanimous MVP of the NBA.
Yeah.
That matters.
Lamar Jackson over the weekend, he was unanimous MVP for the NFL. It's only happened a few times. Yes, it is a big deal. I wonder if it's a Boston Red Sox beat reporter.
I don't know. I mean, you could, by a process of elimination, probably figure it out, go through all the votes that are public,
petty
and
move.
Strike them off the list. And
Yeah.
then it's going to be one of those. If I were like Stephen A. Smith, went the fuck off on this guy, whomever he is or she is. I don't know if it's a man or a woman, to be honest, but. If I were them, I would have my research team tracking down all the public ballots, and then mark them off, and then publish a list of all the private ones. Like it's here, we know who the voters are. Mm-hmm. So it couldn't have been these guys because their shit is public. It's one of these 20 or 30 or 40 people.
Yeah.
So everybody start lighting them up until homeboy comes out and says it was him.
Come out and play. More breaking news here. The Jacksonville Jaguars. Oh, the Jaguars are going to play 2 London games in 2020 to boost revenue. Sell this fucking team. There's a bunch of places, a million cities that want an NFL team. Jacksonville clearly does not. Sell this fucking team, dude. Do you know what playing 2 games over in London does? You don't have 2 bye weeks. Have fun with that jet lag.
I'm assuming they're going to play them back to back. Because there's no way they're traveling
moving a
there
second
twice.
home game in 2020 overseas in an attempt to increase their local revenue and escape the bottom quartile of the league in that category. Boy, dude. That is fucking insane. That's insane. They're proposing a $700 million entertainment district around the stadium for additional revenue and all kinds of shit. Like, man, here's the problem. Have you been to Jacksonville?
Yeah.
It is boring as shit.
Yeah. There's not a whole lot going on down there.
It's a great place if you want to go to die, or you're a huge fan of St. Augustine, and you want to see the fucking walls that are built up for whatever that was, the Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeesh. Yeah. And I have been to the stadium before. I actually like the stadium. There's a pool there. Like they have some fun shit there. It's just they can't put a product on the field that is worthy of getting people out.
No, I mean, it's basically southern Georgia.
Yeah.
Which is not, I mean, for any of you guys or ladies out there that have been to Fort Benning, you know that southern Georgia is not exactly the place to be.
A hotbed.
It sucks down there. Jacksonville also, they have trouble keeping people interested even when they're good.
Yeah.
And they're not. Like, I don't know what this season's going to be like. I mean, they have to keep oh, man. I guess they have to keep playing playing Nick Foles, right, for the amount of money they gave him.
I don't know, man. You got Minshew. What are you gonna do? Maybe trade him. Maybe try to get Big Nick over
Who the
to
fuck?
Chicago.
Who the
knows?
fuck is gonna take that contract?
Hey,
on?
man. There's always a fucking idiot in the NFL that will take him. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Next up, man, there's a guy that I love. I want to give a little shine to, Ja Morant. He was number 2 in the draft behind Zion. Sexy fucking player, dude. Balls on that guy. Balls. I mean, I wouldn't say he's got bullion balls like myself. Made out of gold yet, but he might one day. Him and this other cat named Brooks. I'm blanking on his fucking first name.
Mel.
Yeah, I wish. Dylan Brooks is his name. That's it. They've been very, very vocal about getting Andre Iguodala off of that fucking team because they're in the 8th seed for the playoffs right now.
Yeah.
And they're trying. They're a young team that's hungry. Ja Morant is playing like a man on fire. Like, that guy doesn't give a shit. He's going to be a superstar in this league. Problem is, they made this trade for Andre Iguodala in Memphis, the Memphis Grizzlies, in the offseason. And the hopes were for him that, oh, man, the Grizzlies suck. They're rebuilding. You know, they traded everybody away, Mike Conley and all those guys, Gasol. And, we can just trade him or cut him or whatever. Turns out Memphis Grizzlies are pretty goddamn good with this young team. They want Iguodala to play. He's on salary for $18 million this year, and he's not playing. He's just sitting home. So they're going out to the media saying, hey, man, I wish this motherfucker would play. If not, trade him and get him out of here. We just want this guy gone.
Yeah. I mean, you could expect to see Iguodala probably in L.A.
That's what I think, but what a shitty move, man. You're playing on a playoff team right now, and you're just going to sit home and not do shit?
Well, what's going on there? Is he sitting out?
Sitting out. He's perfectly healthy.
And why are they paying him?
They don't have a choice because they made this trade, and he goes, look, if you make this trade, I'm not going to fucking play. And usually they'll do this in the NBA to accommodate these guys. They're having problems moving him because of what his salary is and where he wants to go and play. Otherwise, he's just going to sit somewhere else and not give a shit. But I love that these guys have gone out and said, fuck you, come and play or get out of here because we're going to the playoffs with or without you. Steph Curry even jumped into this morning, which is hilarious. And he goes, look, let's not talk shit about Iguodala. And then he posted a picture of Iguodala holding a championship trophy. Ja Morant then posted on his Instagram, that's cool, man. But wasn't it this guy? And it was a picture of Kevin Durant holding the championship trophy.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. For a young kid, he only played 1 year in college and then comes out and just displays a set of brass like this. I love shit like that. There isn't enough guys who talk shit like this and who are trying. I mean, shit. Not in a million years that I think the Memphis Grizzlies would have a shot at the playoffs this year after just completely knocking down their entire team from last year. I like this. But I agree with you. I think he ends up in L.A., and that's shitty.
Probably. I mean, look, there's other shit going on with all those teams. Well, not Memphis yet, but there's a 4-way deal in the works right now because Golden State wants to move
D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah. Well, they've been approached about this. But Minnesota wants him. Yeah. And I don't know why, because I don't know how he complements Wiggins, and I don't know. They
got Karl Anthony Towns. I mean,
yeah, I mean that's fine. There's a lot of talent on that team, but who's the glue? Because I mean, Russell's a good player when there's no fucking spotlight, but to manage, and there's no fucking team manager. There's no captain. I mean, Karl Anthony Towns is technically, but he's not the guy. Like talent-wise,
he is
good.
Talent-wise, he's great, but he's not a leader. Yeah.
No, he's not a leader. Nobody is. Wiggins just wants to get his fucking shots up.
Yep.
Nobody really plays like a fucking team player over there. And I don't know, man. I don't know why Russell. I don't know why they think he's the key to that.
Weird thing about Russell is this will be his third team in 3 years if this happens, and he's averaging 24 points this year in 32 minutes.
Yeah, I mean he's hitting fucking 4 threes a game.
Yeah,
which is close to Steph Curry level.
Everywhere he's been good. Look, we know the problems with actually the other Iggy Azalea when he videotaped Nick Young in the locker room saying that he cheats on his fiance all the time, which was her.
Yep.
And he got traded out of the Lakers over there to that. But from everybody who was at the Brooklyn Nets organization, they were like, look, He was great. He was a fucking leader, and we didn't have a problem with him. But yet, they didn't resign him, and he went to the Golden State.
Yeah, it's weird.
And now they're trying to trade him out of there, too. A lot of people are bitching because they were like, man, I just want to see Russell, Curry, and Klay Thompson together next year and see what that looks like.
And Draymond, on the same floor. I think I don't know that Russell really complements any of their game. He's not one of those dudes that moves without the ball like they do. Like, that's what makes the Warriors great. It's that Draymond is an unassuming player that hustles and is unselfish, and he has two of the best shooters in NBA history who will relentlessly move without the ball. That's what makes them great. Like, say what you want about Kevin Durant coming over there, but if you had Durant, Curry, and Thompson on the floor at the same time and you didn't have some kind of scheme that complemented that, it would have been a fucking shit show. They would have all been jacking up shots, and they would have lost a lot of close games. And it didn't go down like that until injuries started to happen. So, I don't know. This one's interesting, though, because of the amount of money Russell makes and because there's small market teams involved, it seems like it might be a four-way deal. This is what I'm reading. So Houston, Atlanta, Minnesota, and Golden State are all involved in this conversation.
Right.
Where Robert Covington would go to Houston.
Okay.
And Clint Capella would go to Atlanta.
Ooh, all right.
Which, whatever. Atlanta sucks. But
I like Clint Capella, though. He'd be great.
Yeah, it's interesting because Houston has
a problem?
The worst defense maybe in NBA history, and they have a particularly hard time defending the rim. And he's the only guy in that city that plays defense or will defend the rim specifically. So I don't know what their fucking big plan is. Maybe just to go all offense and see what happens. But we saw how that worked with the Suns back in the day. That doesn't work in the NBA.
Yeah, they're still doing it now. Yeah. I would like to see Andre Drummond on the Hawks. I know that.
Well, they're definitely trying to get rid of him. Yeah,
it'd be great. I
but
think that kid's amazing.
It'll be like it would have to be like a re-sign and trade or something like that, because if you're the Hawks, the only thing you can really send them is either draft picks, which they need, or young talent, which they also need.
Or cans of Coca-Cola from all over the world from the Coca-Cola factory.
Yeah, but to get Drummond for half a season, they're not going to do that.
Right.
Because he'd be a loner, essentially. So he would have to be some kind of long-term deal. Like they would have to have a deal in place to sign him for long-term.
I think they would. I mean, him and Ice Tray there would be great.
Yeah, speaking of him, he's doing exactly what I said he was going to do before the season, by the way. I said somewhere around 28 to 30 points, somewhere around 8 to 10 assists. He's got 29.2 points and 9 assists on the season.
He's amazing. Real quick, I want to go back to the Kobe sitch one more time here. LeBron, that was one of the most fucking disgraceful games I've ever seen on Friday night.
Yeah, he really
carry on the legacy, and then you fucking beefed it. You got shown the fuck out by Damian Lillard. I just hate that guy, man. I hate LeBron. I hate his whole bullshit. And again, what I said stands. Win the title or just shut the fuck up. Go home, take your fucking Space Jam 2 money in your production company. Just shut the fuck up. That whole thing with the speech for Kobe, hey, I'm going to throw this script away because Kobe doesn't deserve that.
Yeah.
That was scripted. Like, it's fine if you're a bad actor, but just don't pull it out. And then don't pull the fucking speech out and do the whole thing and then all of it. And then don't play a shitty game like that. Kobe would have dropped 81.
Probably, but LeBron's just not that guy.
I know.
But
why does everybody want him to be?
I don't know. I mean, LeBron can be great without being the guy that's like going to come out and score 60. He's not Jordan. That's not the game he plays, and that's why we talked about this last week. But comparing teams generationally never works, or players generationally never works. But
I hate him.
Just to give him a little bit of benefit of the doubt, he ran into the Dame Lillard fucking buzzsaw, because that dude here are his fucking numbers over the last several games. So on January 20th against Golden State, 61 points.
Yep.
Then against Dallas, 47 points. Indiana, 50 points. He had a meager 36 against Houston, and then he scored 48 against LA.
Yeah.
And then the last game he played, which was on Saturday, 51 points.
The thing I loved about him during that Lakers game on Friday night is even after all of, the pregame ceremonies and all of that shit, right? Which, man, I wish I had money on the over for Amazing Grace for Usher. Jesus Christ, he made a meal of that song. It was about an 18-minute version where he was thanking every religion there was possible. It felt like he still talks shit. Damian Lillard talks shit in that game, and he turned to the crowd and said, "They can't fuck with me," after just burying a 3-pointer, 12 feet beyond the arc. And I was like, God damn, man. Kobe died, and this is look. They were friends, and that's the way you should play. So Damian Lillard, hats off, man. It was fucking amazing. LeBron James, gimpy. Me personally, I enjoyed the ceremony for Kobe and all that stuff. The halftime song with Charlie Puth and Wiz Khalifa was a little weird. Whenever I hear "Without You, My Friend," and I'll tell you all about when I see you again.
Yeah, it's a Paul Walker tribute.
It's Paul Walker. That kind of.
And it's also kind of weird. Like, this is why you need to have open and honest communication in your marketing department, because, like, wait, are we gonna do this exact same song about another LA guy who burned to death? And I don't mean that in a coarse or crass way. That is exactly what happened.
Yes,
and that's like, man,
that's what I thought of too.
Don't recycle.
I know,
that's fucked up.
It's weird, man. It's weird, but it is what it is.
Dame, by the way, in the last 4 games is averaging 46 points and 11.5 assists per game.
And if he can give LeBron his heart, that would be great, because LeBron doesn't have one. Fucking gimpy asshole. I'm in the fucking league. No, you're not, dude. You're not Kobe. You're not Jordan. You never will be. Take your fucking ball and go home. Go back to Akron where you scraped your knee and gave that whole stupid speech before you fucking left the best years of your life from your hometown and went to Miami and were.
It is a little frustrating to have the preeminent player in the league not be able to close on shit like that.
It's crazy,
You know what I mean?
It's fucking crazy.
It's irritating to me because, like Pete Rose said last week on the show, you want to have your best players in the biggest moments.
Yeah.
But I want them to play their best in the biggest moments too. Not that LeBron is bad down the stretch necessarily. Yeah. He's made some big plays like that block on Iguodala. There's a lot of plays he's made. Yeah. But, oh, man. What has he got, 5 finals losses?
I can't. Dude, I don't stop putting LeBron as the face of the league. He's not. I'm all done with that.
I mean, to me, 5 finals losses is like a weak East. That's all that means to me.
Yeah.
Because
and it was
you kept getting
in the years that he played. It was the only team that were any good were the teams that he were on.
Well, except for Boston, they were good for 2 years.
Yeah,
when they had the fucking 3 guys.
Yeah, when the Garnett's, Paul Pierce, and Ray
Allen.
Yeah. I'm going to give you some props real quick here before we answer some questions from the listeners here on the YouTube channel. Subscribe to Drinkin Bros podcast on YouTube, by the way. You get all of them. Ross Patterson Revolution and Drinkin Broettes. We are all under the same channel. Some of our over-unders were hilarious. The under on the national anthem, you were correct on.
Mm-hmm.
She was way under on that.
Well, that was just data. I looked at the last, somebody, I didn't even do it. I just saw an article. Somebody, the last, 6 times she had sung the national anthem, the average was 1:50. So that's probably what it's going to be.
It was I think 149.8 or something like that. The color that she was wearing was white. You called that one as well. I called the pantsuit, which I was proud of. I knew she was going to wear a pantsuit. The biggest one that was a surprise to me, this is the last one I'll give you props for, was the Gatorade. You said it was going to be orange for some reason. Why did you say that?
Because orange is the most popular flavor of Gatorade.
No, it is not, man. I think it's red. Either way, I said red on the show. You said orange. The beauty of it is right when the game ended, there's a million press and media on the field or whatever. One of the guys from ESPN got down and said, "Hey, man, the Gatorade bath. Why wasn't it red?" And it was orange, it should have been red for the Chiefs. And Andy Reid didn't give a shit at that point.
No, he just wanted a cheeseburger.
That's it. He was just like,
do you think?
I don't know, man. I don't think about it. But clearly this other guy had money on it. And I was just like, why'd you ask that?
I'm starting to suspect that Andy Reid might be the Hamburglar.
Could be.
Because every time anybody interviews him to ask him what he's doing, like, hey, what'd you do after the AFC Championship game? He's like, I ate a hamburger and went to sleep. Like, really? And then they're asking him after the Super Bowl, what are you going to do? I'm going to eat the biggest goddamn cheeseburger and fine.
Yeah.
And that's weird.
It was the guy from Popeye that was always eating hamburgers.
That's, God, what is his name? Wimpy.
Yeah. He's
I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
Goddamn right.
Although he's shaped more like the Hamburglar puffy. Although Whippy was kind of fat too. I don't know.
Either way, that's what it reminds me of. Let's get to some questions here. Ruben Schneider, thank you to the Messiah, Rostradamus, for picking the Chiefs before the season. You're welcome, man. Gun to head, Dan. Who do you got? Let's say somebody put a gun to your head right now. Who do you take next year?
For what?
Way, way too early Super Bowl prediction.
Honestly, I don't see how the Chiefs can lose.
I don't either.
Unless there's a major injury.
Or unless Brady goes to the 49ers or the 49ers short.
I mean, I don't even care about that. I don't think Brady with the 49ers could beat them next year. Just because they're going to improve. Like, they're going to have another year of McCole Hardman and Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce.
Yep.
They will probably add some defensive pieces that they need.
Yeah.
And maybe some offensive line pieces that they need. So
it's a great team.
We'll see what
I'm
happens.
with you. And if you're thinking in that direction now, I checked on mybookie.com, 6-1 right now for the Chiefs. So,
I would wait.
you can get in on that. Well, I think it's only going to go higher towards as the season gets closer. But
Yeah. The odds will be, I guess, not better, but they will be, you can make more money if you wait a little longer.
ooh, 6-1 now is pretty good though. I will see. All right, what do we got next? Brooke Bordeaux, Bayou Brooke, dude. Congrats on LSU. She was at the game. Joe Burrow could have won that game as well, she said, for the 49ers. Maybe. I'd rather have Joe in there than fucking Garoppolo.
Maybe. I mean, look, we don't know. We don't really know how good Garoppolo is, because here's what we do know. Like, if you take Shanahan's play calling in the biggest games of his life, it's bad.
Yeah.
And we just don't know how good Garoppolo really is yet.
There's a bunch of comments on Brooke. Everybody loves Brooke. They're like, hey, Brooke's here. That's funny. Still waiting for the autograph picture to be available. This is funny. So I actually bet, Ruben Schneider said this. I actually bet Brooke in our neighborhood. I said, look, if LSU wins the national snitch, if you put your head on an LSU flag, I'll fly it in front of my house.
Her head.
Mm-hmm. I want her head on it. Because everybody knows she's a diehard LSU fan.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in the neighborhood. I said, look, you put your head on a flag, and we'll stick it up in front of our house, and it'll be out there all year long until the end of the next college football season. So your move, Brooke. We'll put your fucking head up. That would be really hilarious. I'm sure the neighbors would love it. Next up, Jamie, you took some heat on this one. Fiber went down, they said. Producer, Jamie?
No, that's me.
It is you. Okay.
I'm keeping everybody in the loop.
All right, man. I had to switch to cable. I like that you're keeping people in the loop here. Franco Melendez. The Raiders are supposedly going to go hard after Brady when he hits the open market. Plus, Gruden isn't high on Carr. I got that he wasn't high on Carr during that Hard Knocks, actually. When I was watching Hard Knocks. It was almost like, hey, man, you better impress me or else you're not going to fucking be here next year. Opening year in Vegas, they can't have him.
Oh, I'm not sure what he was supposed to impress him with. Was it Tyrell Williams, Hunter Renfrow, Zay Jones? Was it those guys?
It's tough, man. Yeah, he didn't have any receivers there.
I mean, get fucked. Plus, he was on his ass a lot.
And we don't know what would have happened. And he had a decent year statistically.
Yeah.
We don't know what would have happened if AB actually played out the entire year there.
No.
By the way, speaking of AB, we found out that he did an interview and apologized to everybody and blah, 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 right? We did find out from some other people who were like, hey, man, I think he's got CTE. I think that's what it is.
It seems like it. I mean, this is the kind of, if you really paid attention to any of those people who committed suicide, for example,
Yeah.
they started showing aberrant behavior, and then it led up to that shit. I actually looked at all the NFL people in the last 25 years that have killed themselves.
Right.
And he's a little early. I mean, typically the suicide part happens somewhere between early 40s and early 50s, typically.
Yeah.
So his aberrant behavior started way ahead of schedule. So I don't know. Maybe it's a combination of different things, but it does seem like, look, he's always been kind of a problem, kind of a dick, but in the same way that Odell Beckham is. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's just got a huge ego. That doesn't typically translate into smacking your wife around or any of that bullshit, or all the fucking crazy things he's done, like publishing that fucking John Gruden call, for example, is the behavior of a crazy person. That's not what a normal person does. So he definitely has been knocked around.
No.
What's next, though? I mean, there's no treatment for it. So what do we do? Just all sit around and wait for him to fucking shoot himself or kill somebody else or what? I don't know what to do or say about it, to be honest.
I think he offs himself in under 3 years. It's just my guess. I think he's fucking losing his shit. Will there be a Drinkin Bros Sports March Madness bracket? Yes, we have one every year, and we usually give an autographed jersey away. Funny thing was, last year it was Christian Laettner. We gave an autographed Christian Laettner jersey away. And the guy who won it had never even filled out a bracket before in Drinkin Bros. So sign up to Drinkin Bros Sports on Facebook. It's free to enter. And yes, we will be doing brackets this year. Dan and I have not decided on the signed jersey yet. I've got one in mind, but I got to call my jersey guy to see if I can pull this off. It's just something that we think is fucking hilarious, obviously. Let's see here. I miss Basketball Jones with Tyrone shoelaces. Well, super fucking insider, but proud of you. Bobby G says, we'll take Brady up here in Minnesota. Cousins can leave.
I agree with that.
Yeah, but I don't see him playing for Minnesota.
No, he's not going to go to fucking Minnesota.
Years. That market's not big enough for him.
I mean, not only is the market not big enough, but Minnesota would have to. I mean, they would have to eat probably 70% of Cousins' contract to move him at this point.
Easily.
So get fucked with that. I mean, good luck next year, but that's not going to happen.
Last but not least, Craig Dulesky. He says, I'm going to be in that bracket. We know Craig, and I know he's taking Iowa probably in that bracket. Look,
does Iowa even have a basketball team?
Yeah, they do. They're usually pretty good, too. The Big Ten is fucking crazy good this year. There might be 10 teams that get in from, and I know what you're saying, well, wasn't that all the teams? No, there's actually 12 teams in the Big Ten. 10 out of 12 might make it this year. It is a fucking unbelievably tough conference this year.
Iowa's ranked 17th right now.
Yeah, they got a good team, man. So we'll see. I wonder if there's going to be, and we won't know this until the brackets come out, but a Big Ten versus the field bet, that would be the one I lean on, man, because they're just kicking the shit out of each other in that conference, and it's tough.
Yeah, it's weird because Ohio State, for example, is not even in the top 25 anymore.
No, they were number 2 in the country. But the problem is they played that conference schedule, and they lost like 4 or 5 in a row. It's tough. Every game is tough, man. Fuck. Good luck in the Big Ten. Penn State, by the way, was ranked at one point, Dan. They have a good shot at making the tournament as well. So, yeah, my prediction right now is that 10 teams out of the 12 will make it to the Big Ten. To the big dance out of the Big Ten. So we'll see. Last but not least here, Cody Foister, New Orleans franchise Breeze and sign Teddy. No, that is not going to happen. It's going to be Taysom Hill. And I don't know what Breeze is going to do, if he's going to retire or not. There's a weird story that
if they try to franchise him, he will retire, I think. I would. Fuck them.
Yeah, they're not going to. They'll give him a 2-year deal. They're not franchising Breeze.
He's 41, right?
Yeah. There's a weird story, though, that I want you guys to check on for you Saints fans. I don't know much about this, but it keeps popping up with these priests. And there's leaked emails that the New Orleans Saints were helping these priests who had sexually abused kids, deciding on what level of sex offender they would be, and if they would not, they would be prosecuted. This story is slowly gaining steam now, and I wonder if Breeze doesn't want to have anything to do with this, and I don't know what's going to happen yet. It's super early in this, but Saints fans, look it up, and then hit us up on Drinkin Bros Sports on Facebook, because this story keeps fucking sneaking back up every 2 days here, and they're trying to bury it, which they do with all these fucking priest stories, but look into that, man, and it's specifically involving the New Orleans Saints in this, which is super weird. So we'll see.
Yep. Before we go, we're gonna record another show after this.
Yeah.
About this bullshit in Iowa. It'll be up tonight, I guess, the same time.
Audio wise, yes.
Yeah,
audio wise, video, we're just gonna go live with it and say, fuck it.
So if you want to stay on, we'll start back up here in a little while, but we're gonna wait at 4:45 p.m. Eastern. Iowa Democratic officials are gonna make an announcement about what the fuck's going on with all this shit. And then we'll do a live response to it right after that.
Correct. So stay tuned for that. That'll be a normal Drinkin Bros episode. And again, we're going to come on air right after this announcement's made at 4:45 Eastern, and we're going to come back live on Facebook. So stick around if you're at home, just dropping acid with your friends watching YouTube. For D'Anthony Holloway, I am Ross Patterson. This is the Drinkin Bros Sports Companion Show. Good afternoon. Good night, everyone. Jaguars.